Hello, Conquerors! Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, the Purple Bull Moose, and here we cover everything Old World. So please, if you want to support the channel, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what else you want to see from Old World. Well, welcome back, everybody. We are in our final conclusion of this very fun game. Really enjoy this Carthage game. Hope you guys did too. But to bring it to a close, we are looking to grab some additional swords, upgrade our infantry, invade Greece over the Atlantic Ocean, and hold our core cities. That is all we need to do to win this game. We are trying to get 7 laws, or 7 wonders, so let's see if we can actually pull that off. Okay, cohorts is on in 8 turns, even less with steel research. We are still trying to take a little bit of time, get some more triremes out here, take control of the sea, maybe even wipe out the ships on the way so that we can maintain access to keep bringing additional troops over the border. But in the meantime, we want to make sure that we are closing out any additional, well, distractions. These guys are not exactly lightweights. And I don't particularly want to be losing units here. But I think we just kind of have to trade down just for simplicity's sake. We definitely have the nice ability to get quite a good amount of damage down on these guys. But they're still going to have places to land. Still going to have places to come in and hit. We might not lose a unit. We might have positioned ourselves well enough. In fact, if we go in and actually move this worker here, then none of these units are going to be able to hit anything but the worker or the city, which might give us the breathing room we need to actually pull this off. We do have this extra conscript over here in the north, so I will send it over to Tingis. But every other unit needs to start coming down over to the front lines. We do want to bring all our troops down this way. Some more additional conscripts are certainly going to be appreciated, so we are not going to take any time slacking off. This assault is going to be infantry first. We are still concerned about the possibility of Greece having additional pikemen somewhere out in the fog of war, which is certainly going to be less than ideal. So we're going to take a quick moment to make sure that we are putting all of our melee units up in the front. And unfortunately, there appear to be less than I would like there to be. But I suppose we did leave a whole bunch back in Murad, which is kind of fine. We are still working to make sure that this city stays protected. We don't really need this city. In fact, if we are committing to conquering all of Greece, the only thing that keeping Murad is going to do is maybe save us a couple of turns where we don't have to wait on the Heliopolis to get finished. Taking a little bit of time just to scout out this ocean. We got 2 boats, 4 boats. So definitely want to make sure that we're taking some time to keep rushing additional ships out. Gonna take too many orders to rush that out, so gotta make sure that we need at least a couple more ships. Otherwise, the biremes will be able to gang up on a trireme and take it down over 2 turns. And that will cut off our supply lines if we don't have at least 4. Not to mention they have even more boats coming around here. Our internal politics is good with the exception of the Hanoid. So go ahead and send pearls to them. That'll level them out, but they don't really contribute much to the war effort. So we're mostly concerned about keeping both the riders and the statesmen above 200 opinion. So that way we can actually maintain our advantage on military by getting the extra combat bonus from having a friendly family. She is a little bit on the older side, but an influence mission is still cheap, so I'm not too worried about that. We are doing an attack, so our one and only onager should be involved. Take some time to upgrade our last existing units to make sure that they become whatever upgrade unit we have available. And frankly, our workers aren't really doing anything else, so them becoming conscripts for additional cannon fodder only seems in our favor. Production-wise in Azerbaijan, they are still able to make units, but we do want to save our iron, so we're able to upgrade into swordsmen as soon as possible. If that is the case, I suppose locking in on council for the time being is a good use of resources. In fact, we'll go ahead and ditch this trireme. We don't need it. So, again, you will be going towards council. Alright, stolen science, but the queen... I have died. Oh, man. Okay, I must have forgotten that I was doomed. We have a new child on the throne, and an order that wants to take its place. Fine. Certainly not the best, but there's not really much option that we have there. We have orthodoxy. We do want to keep the statesman happy, so definitely worth the expenditure. We want to make sure we keep stealing research from the Kush. And in 3 years, we should have enough science to have cohorts. So we are officially on a 4-turn timer, which puts our next boat out just in time, but not quick enough for me. I will take the time to rush one out with civics, and I'll take another chance to rush one out with orders, and then we'll get back to building elephants. That seems fine. That'll make 4 boats. So we could actually probably start the war by fighting boat on boat, or we can just start the war with a straight-out invasion. Taking a look at what is going on as far as the war between these two nations is concerned, I'm not too concerned with the troops that they have. It seems that the backline here is almost completely undefended. In fact, it seems primarily that they're somehow fighting in here. I wonder if that's against barbs or if there's some kind of mountain pass here between Assyria and Greece. Crowned in the faith, we can convert to paganism. That's going to make everybody but the traders happier with us. End state religion sounds like a terrible way to gain opinion. Make everybody upset. Or just XP. No, we'll go ahead and try to make the families happy. That's the best we can ask for the war effort. Poke, route, move on, hit, hit, come in, force march, and kill. Throw this worker into harm's way, so maybe they'll kill him instead. And continue working on bringing all of our other troops to the front line. We're certainly going to miss the commander. The training turn-over turn in this little passive before war moment is always excellent, so a little sad to see that go. There's a reason not to bring in as much cannon fodder as we can get our hands on, and again, we are trying to move our melee infantry to the front. We do have opportunities to move them to and fro, so we shall. And we're still in that waiting period. Up in Galwall, I'm going to go ahead and just start committing over to council missions over everywhere in the west. Again, we are going to use these cities to specifically just be hard to kill. So walls, after walls will come moats. We have plenty of stone to back that up. We are going to lose a unit. That is too bad. Soleb, I don't need anything in here, so I guess wrestling is fine. We might make another melee unit out of you. With the workers that we have coming down, I'm realizing that we don't have a road easily accessible here. So we do want to make sure that going out to both of these coastlines, we do have additional mobility available. So I'm glad I haven't converted them all over to conscripts just yet. Still defending Tingis. We have lost a unit, but we are still able to get the kills that we need. One hopes. Next turn. Again, we're just taking some time to organize our units. We want to make sure that those that are going to be landing first are infantry to set up the front line, our routers to come up behind. After them will be our range. It's all just coming in order. The wonderful cannon fodder will be arriving after that, and then I suppose another round of range. Once, of course, we've made our landing, we can decide to choose to bring in some additional siege, but quite frankly, at that point, it's probably going to be too late for them. I imagine this Blitzkrieg is going to be pretty effective. And so Leb, back onto a moat. In fact, just to cut down distractions, I'm going to go ahead and lock all of those in everywhere. We're not going to be trying to rush these out. It's simply if it is available, we will grab it, but it's not the most important. We are trying to make our anchoring position as pervasive as possible. 2, 3, 4. We need to be one closer here. Maybe over here. To gain as much access to their land as we can. We want to be able to make landings all the way over here, hold this choke point, hold this forest line, and capture Alexandria all in the first turn. In fact, if we take a quick peek, that should be very easy with elephants in the back. It is across a river, so it will have to be some range in front, and then probably militia line out here. If that's the case, we want our heaviest hitters closer to the front line. Grab whoever we can. Rebels out of Hanoi. I don't understand how they're upset with my rule. They're plus 85, so that doesn't make any sense, but okay. Caravan mission is there. That's extra gold. We've converted to the proper religion. Okay, okay. Or maybe they were upset and then they flipped over to the religion. Fine. Food, golden wood. Yeah, we'll make a sacrifice. We want to keep nice with the religion. We'll give them the food that we're not really using. I don't really need any of this. So I guess I take the happiness to give my families a little bit more happiness. And I'll take the XP from the wonder creation. Next wonder's coming online next turn. Steel is coming online next turn. Cohorts is coming online next turn. So we will do our mass upgrade and then push out the turn after. We have some spare upgrades, so we will grab what we can, whatever looks tasty in the moment. Don't need to get too fancy with it. This game is pretty much over. Make sure we have roads built everywhere. Want to give us as much mobility as possible. Defending the north in this final bit. Seems like a good idea. We can take this extra horseman. Not our favorite horseman. Our favorite horseman's dead. But we'll take this extra horseman. Certainly won't hurt. Bring the extra conscript down. I'm surprised that Kush hasn't popped off yet. But, you know, if they want to give us a little bit of reprieve, I'm not going to be upset about it. But income's looking fine. Military's looking fine. Position's looking fine. Let's bring this game to a swift end. We do have some extra training and orders. So what generals do we have? We have quite a few. On our best units is where we should be placing them. Tacticians are actually great for our upcoming swordsmen. Give them a chance to do some backlash. In fact, we'll put our queen out in the front. Maybe we'll get lucky and she'll die. Again, we don't really want an orator. We would like anybody with any level of military proficiency. But we're surrounded by schemers and more orators, so perhaps that's not likely. I'm kind of glad we didn't take on Assyria, because from the looks of it, they have more pikemen than the Greeks do. And yes, it would appear that there is a landmass over here that they are primarily fighting across, which is great. Assyria is weaker, and now Greece is much weaker. So Assyria, being the weaker force, has managed to actually overtake the Greeks. That's points off to Assyria. Well done. Makes sense. They do have that base focus, so that is essentially a bit of a 10% increase in your overall soldiers by having 10% crit. 10% of your attacks are doubled, so they count as 2. So, yeah, an extra 10%. Alright, more rebels popping around, but the game will be over before they can do anything of note. We are known as the Architect for absolutely nothing that we did ourselves. Screw Greece, I'll take the legitimacy. The nice Kothon, especially in Carthage. I do get this typically when I play Carthage, so the achievement is already unlocked, but it's always nice to get. Tech-wise, we pretty much have everything on our wish list. Barding would be nice, but we only have the 1 horseman left to even upgrade. Onagers would be good, so we will grab them. Extra 3 years. This game might be over by then. But steel is here and available, so we are going to upgrade all of our military into anything that's going to have to handle a potential pike to protect our elephants at all costs. Need just a scooch more. Luckily, our economy is big enough that we are able to absolutely make use of that. Do we have any other generals? We do have this one last commander. We'll throw you on our best bow. And we have assigned everybody to various units, but this is a better unit. So I'll take this hero and I'll throw it on there. And we make our landing next turn. Ready for devastation. Just to get in order, we'll bring 2 militia out to the front to make them right here on the coast so they can come here and grab this choke point. Just so we're not dealing with any troops beyond any unexpected avenues. Taking a look at what Greece still has, it's not a lot. And of course, Assyria is coming in, making it the perfect time to punch. For our workers, pretty much everything that we need to be a road is a road. But that doesn't mean that we can't make this just a little bit better. Bring down any additional cannon fodder we can get our hands on. Clear the way for additional units to come through. We'll clean up this last camp next turn. And we don't care about fighting in this theater. Nothing beyond this mountain range matters. All we have to do is protect the core. And Murad, you can go over to council. And I guess we'll keep bringing the workers out towards the front. Just in case we need any extra push. But I'm not going to waste my training on them right now. In Zama, we'll just take the repairs until you're fully repaired. And just to make sure that we have eyes on any potential reinforcements the Greeks can bring to bear, we will keep an eye on their turf here. But it seems about as strong as we can get it. Might as well make a marriage. Let's go ahead and marry Jonah. Maybe if we die, he'll take over and we can have another zealot back in charge. And I guess we'll bank the gold. End our year. Alright, Assyria is at peace with the Kush. That's completely unnecessary. Okay. Cruel gods. The ambassador starts conspiring with me, but we unleash the hunt for heretics. Or the ambassador becomes slighted. Screw the ambassador. I don't care. Unless you're an oligarch. Grab eloquent, because why not? But so much for our solid opinion. Cruel gods. Well, you're the Pope. So I guess we're launching a hunt for heretics. It's going to hurt our legitimacy, but make you conspiring with us, which will help our opinion with all our families, versus piss you off and hurt all our opinion with all of our families just before the war. Nope. Well done for you. You'd certainly picked a good time to be a dick. Eloquent, we will grab. Sounds nice. I do want all my major military families to be over 200, so we are going to manage our luxuries. Perfume isn't going to anybody, so we're going to take it from Greece because we're about to go to war with them anyways, and we are going to give it over to the statesmen, putting them over 200. All right, let's go to war. And declare war. All right, again, first things first, we want to make sure that we are closing off any opportunities to be getting units from a weird angle. So we're going to be starting with these conscripts and grabbing this choke point. Next, we want to make sure that we're actually cracking the city. That is the most important. I want to keep my elephants safe for the most part, so we will be landing them here in the back, starting with the heaviest hitters. You're amphibious, so you can actually attack across this river. That is a lot of damage, my lord. And we can actually just use a little cheap unit to get through that, but I suppose we'll go ahead and just fully commit with our good units. A quick force march in. We'll capture Alexandria, dropping it in one turn. That's going to put a target on the back of our head, so now we want to make sure that we're forming up a nice front line. We do have nice infantry, so we're going to go ahead and put our defensive ones with tacticians and our orator leader here on urban turf where they are best able to defend. And then we'll work on grabbing these hills. We do want to get our onager in. I suppose we have already claimed this front area. So we can drop them back here on this hill. We can force march them into a safer hill. I don't want to take extra flak on our onager from available ships that might come in. They'll probably first harass our own ships, but that's fine. Keep landing more frontline. Keep landing more frontline. And then we will take as many bows as we can make land with. Not a lot. Despite our efforts to make ourselves more mobile, it seems that that might be all we get this turn. So hopefully our lading is surviving long enough where we don't have to worry about it too much. And more elephants can come after that. We still have some extra orders, so we'll clean up the few rebellions that are easy to do so. And everything else, for the most part, seems in order. I don't think we have to worry about too much. If we lose this boat, that's fine. But they can't kill more than one. So hopefully they spread their damage between two ships, and we'll be able to get all of our units landed over onto this major theater of war as soon as possible. We do have some interesting developments up here, but I don't really care about these cities. We have troops in the area that we can come down to deal with the swordsmen, but I think they're going to have their hands full right here with me. For simplicity's sake, we're going to go ahead and make sure that everyone's just focused on council missions. And let's take a peek again about what they have available for troops. Not a lot. Pretty happy with our position. End the year. Wow, what's hilarious is that even though we just took one of their major cities, one of their legendary cities, they seem to still be focusing majorly on Assyria. Assyria, however, is much weaker than I am. So that has been interesting. Distant tribal raid, we don't care. I'll take the free training, that sounds phenomenal. Alright, well, if they aren't going to bother with us, Let's not be too hasty. We'll wrap around this forest, grab some quick kills for some quick upgrades where we can. Move our backline slightly forward. Grab this river. Seems good. Move up our onager to unlimber. And keep making landing with our units. We have some nice woods we're able to grab. Some nice hills we can use. All that seems fine. Frankly, this is already more than he can handle. So I think that's actually all the troops I'm going to bring. I'll bring a little extra cannon fodder just to close up this small gap here. But I think I can leave the rest of the units in reserves in case we need to defend. His boats haven't even hit my landing boats, so this fight could very well be over just next turn. To make sure it is, let's go ahead and bring our most powerful units to bear. In fact, I'm going to force march this ship here, 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 and anchor, giving us access to this entire coastline. If all his ships gang up on me, which only 3 can, he'll need to bring in some forces over here, and it still will be very difficult for him to kill this ship. Triremes are very tanky, and I only need to be tanky for 1 year. They're poking at my scout, which is kind of funny, considering that's not really what's going to be helpful to them. And thankfully, Assyria is more than holding their own. Well, no reason to break stride. Elephante only does one thing, so make me more elephants. And Breadbasket can join the Council Fest. Full desolation, and we still have 18 orders left over? My lord. Oh, they're not even going to be attacking my ship? What a mistake. Naval battle seems fun, but I think it's more interesting in multiplayer. I'm not sure if the AI has a full handle on the importance of mobility or restricting your mobility of your opponent. Machinery is here. Carthago, governor has died, so we have a new patriarch. Who is the new oligarch? Another orator, wonderful. That means they're very tight with me. And our peace is over. Who cares? Oh, actually, we can keep our peace. Yeah, let's keep our peace. I will grovel. I don't care. I'll grovel for peace just to keep Assyria off my back. Not that even if we had to deal with them, it would be much of an issue, but let's see. Yeah, they're still weaker than us. And I can't believe they're not even given any pushback. Well, if the AI is not, you know, willing to do what's necessary, I certainly am willing to take their cities from them. Okay. We can get 5 damage here. You are our strongest unit. So we need to just completely pepper you from over this lake. Luckily, we brought a whole bunch of longbows. Still need 1 more damage. You did your best, but it wasn't really good enough. And hold these cities. So that's 6 years, 6 years. All we have to do now is hold. So yeah, we'll go ahead and grab some fortifications. Got good placement. If all we need to do is hold for 6 years, I'll bring some extra forces in just for a pause. But nothing else is really even bringing a minor challenge. I'll grab Spoked Wheel. Nice to fill out my council, but I think we can just kind of fast forward through the turns unless we need some military moves here, guys. Yep. Opportunism is always nice, and Greece is certainly not able to keep up with both me and Assyria. This choke point is finally coming into mind, but we can always push out some legitimate troops now that the militia have gotten called off. Although they did a good job holding that position, I must say. Oh, taking away my eyesight. That's fine. Oh. Spoke to wheel is here. Assyria is now at truce with Greece. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad we groveled for peace, and now we don't have to deal with both of them. But now the full force of Greece is going to be turning onto our troops. I'll take a free war elephant. Not that we need it. Because, my God, we are stocked up on resources. We are fully maxed out on both civics and training. We have a full council now officially. Yeah, it's going to be very hard for them to do anything in this position. We could try to hold them off in this choke point. But I don't really think we need to bother. We could get a couple of quick kills here, so I guess it's not the worst. But I'd rather them just come out into this open field where our elephants have free reign. And taking that into consideration, I would like all of my elephants here to take advantage of the oncoming routes that are going to be available. We will bring some of these elephants back just so they stay protected. We will hold the line with swordsmen because they are the most tanky. I'll even bring this militia back to hold this one particular gap. Because again, we are trying to catch them out in this kill field. That looks good. Production-wise, again, who cares? Council, we only have 5 turns left. Alright, losing militia on the wings. Losing the militia in the center. Good. Bring your forces in. Oh, is that it? That's all we get out of Greece? Alright, I'll take the free war elephant, and I am doomed. The king is still too young to even be tutored, so hopefully the prophet is the one that takes over in my place. The matriarch, the governor of Galway, or becomes estranged. No reason to rock the boat with anybody. You can become the governor. We've lost our opinion with people, so let's go ahead and grab that back. Influence, intercession, family gifts. Additional luxuries. Alright, in fact, we'll get more luxuries. Why not? Annoyingly, Greece isn't giving us much to even chew on. And the units that they are giving us are pretty damn tanky. But they're out in the open, so we'll shoot them down from range. Do I have any more range? I do. No reason to bring too many troops out into the open. Let's push this front line forward, just not to leave the city too undefended. Happy new subjects, who cares? All family opinion plus 20, love that. I'm doomed, so I'll just take the XP and ignore everything. And screw it. We'll just be little harpies. Surround this guy. And do as much damage to him as we possibly can. Can I kill him? No. Close, but no cigar. Actually, yeah, why not? I would like to make Greece suffer as much as I can. And I have so much extra training, I'll force march. Why not? In fact, let's get another round of conscripts able to come over for cannon fodder, just in case the war efforts demand it. And production-wise, everyone just focus on council. I want to rack up as much gold as I can by the end of the game. End our year. Free exotic furs. The queen has died. The child is what? Back in charge? The blessed schemer? Yeah, you can become the regent, I guess. Another weird situation, but whatever. Game's almost over. Gain a conscript for 600. No, thank you. Judaism gets increased. No, thank you. I'll take the XP. Eloquent seems fine. Okay. If they're going to keep leaving units out in the open, I'll keep picking them off from range. Maybe this novice elephant will be tempting enough. And let's go ahead and defend the elephant with some militia. See if we can attract any more units out into the front. I'll take the extra opinion with the statesman. I've tried really hard to keep you guys happy, but there just never seems to be enough. We'll go ahead and swing this boat around again. Anchor here. And I'll bring a whole bunch of my cav around just in case I want them to be in a nice little flanking position. And that's good enough. End the year. Well, the West is on fire. Is not going to be even worth for Babylon to retake. Goods boost is okay. The ambassador becomes estranged. Nope, that's the... Becomes influenced, but the oligarch converts to Christianity. Super weird, but okay. Yep, just can't keep the statesman happy. Looks like Babylon's finally ready to sign up for an attack, but it's going to be a little bit too late. These cities are too tanky. In fact, just to be a dick. Oh, they're not even developing culture. We can't even rush them out. That's so funny. No movement on their side. Let's get through our events. Enter the chambers. My queen. What are you up to? As you enter, you look up sheepishly from the tangle of cloth and wooden pipes she was blowing into. The discordant groan ceases. After an awkward moment, she offers apologies. I didn't realize it would be so loud. These ne anban were a gift, and I thought it might be a quiet moment to practice. A lovely idea. Don't let me disturb you. So cute. I hate music. No. Don't let me disturb you. We'll send you an tactics student, and I'll grab the correct religion. Ambassador can get better at his job. Not that it matters, because the entire world will never be okay with me. And Greece isn't doing anything, so if they want to let me end the game peacefully, I'm fine with it. Elefante can actually go on to council now. We'll grab administration just cause and end the year. Finally, some movement out of Greece. Come on, let's get some troops. I'd like to end the show with a little bit of a bang. Wildfire in Olympus, administration, okay. Okay. Heliopolis is complete, wonderful. Be bold as a bear, dramatic, or ruthless. No, bold is very good. Bold is everything we want out of recklessness, or ruthlessness without the downside. Yeah, we can go ahead and take care of a whole bunch of stuff for this guy. Why not? We have extra everything. And we'll become righteous with our governor, I suppose. Infantry Square can be next. And you know what? This game is going a little bit too uninteresting. Let's go ahead and just declare war on everybody. If they're not going to do it, I'll do it my damn self. They can't stop me no matter how hard they try at this point, but I'm curious to see how far they can get. Let's press the attack. See as much damage as we can get done here. We like getting kills where we can. Pick up some kills. Let's move in the front line into aggressive positioning. Make sure we're bringing up enough units to defend what we're doing. Yep, take all that training back. The power of our nation is truly obnoxious. But we can't forget to win the game. Come on now. One turn left after all. And with the whole world at war, I'm very curious about what they can actually pull off here. Let's see. Oh man, Assyria, that was disappointing. That's all you had? Oh, Greece, you've been nothing but a disappointment. Look at that. Just retreating from an undefended city. Kush, come on. You've been a good opponent. I'm unimpressed. Opening up a fight along 5 different attack lines. No cohesion. I get it. I'm giving you too much to chew on. But come on, I need a little bit of something. There we go. Babylon. Unexpected. Actually coming in with the greatest showing right here. Trying to reclaim their own nation. At full tilt. They killed a unit. That's better than anybody else did. But I believe that is it. Ambition victory completed. Carthage. The game is over. Gotta love that endgame music. Oh, Our legacy is secure, our people triumphant, and our place in history eternal. This victory, impressive as it may be, is not the summit of our destiny. There will be other games, gentlemen, but that is it. Well, as always, guys, we will be coming back with another episode. We will be doing a breakdown of questions and answers. Anything that you asked in the comments up until this video, I will take. I'm not going to record the question and answer yet until this video debuts in about a week and a half your time. So take some time, ask any questions that you might be interested in, and I will be sure to come back with a review of all of your questions, go over the maps and graphs for this game, and do a little bit of breakdown. See if there's anything that we can have learned, anything we could have taken away, what I would have changed, and what I would have done more on. But it was a fun game. It was a fun game. Able to finally take on Greece, as we've been saying since the very beginning, as they made themselves a piñata. We got to fight the points leader, Kush, in a very dragged out, potentially a little early fight tech-wise. We got to do some diplomacy, save Babylon, maintain peace with Assyria. We had a huge expansion, showed off the tribal gameplay that is early game Carthage. So I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased with how this game went through. I hope it was entertaining content, everybody. But in the meantime, happy conquering.